Hello, my name is Noel Perry and I'm interning in a 4-year-old classroom at a school in Chandler, Arizona. On the first slide, you'll see the gender makeup of the 50 books we gathered through the classroom. 22 characters were female and 21 characters were male, while 7 of these 22 females were main characters and 6 of the 21 characters were male main characters. However, 19 of these books featured non-humans as the main characters. This is the race portion of the study. On the right, you'll see a pie chart showing the races of all the characters featured. So there are 1 Middle Eastern character, 2 Native American characters, several Latinx and Asian characters, as well as roughly a third white and another third are non-human. However, looking at the left pie chart, you'll see the main character makeup, with only 1 being African American and only 1 being Latinx. 6 of them were white main characters, and almost 3/4 of all the books were non-human main characters. Moving on to the disabled portion of the study, only 1 book of the 50 books showed a student with disabilities. The nice thing about this book, however, was it didn't focus on just one disability, but it focused on numerous disabilities and how the children still lived normal, healthy, happy lives. On this section, we talk about LGBTQ+, and there were 0 books that talked about LGBTQ+. This is not good because it's becoming a normal part of culture to accept this, and it's important for these kids to know that even if they themselves aren't, it's still a normal and okay thing to feel. Moving on to the different religions, there were also 0 books that featured different religion or different religious practices. This is more expected because in the public school system, they shun the idea of religion in the classroom so as to not be divisive, but it's still important to know the different religions around the world and also know that it's normal to believe in different things. Talking about the different family structure in a classroom for the books, this is the data, but in the case of a differing family, that's anything or any family where it's not a mother, a father with 2 children. So in this case, there were 3 books where it was a mother, a father, and 1 child. 1 book where it was 2 grandparents and their 2 children, and a 3rd book with a mother, a grandmother, and their 1 daughter. On the different languages portions of the study, there were only 2 books that showed different languages being spoken. Both of them were Spanish, which is why I chose the picture of 2 people speaking to each other because there's only 2 books. This last book is just an overall cultures book, so it doesn't really fit into the culture book study that we have. However, I thought it was a very good book because it's called On the Same Day in March, and it just goes through the same day that everyone is living around the world. So it goes through the same day on March in Antarctica, in Africa, in Indonesia, America, China, many, many different cultures around the world. This last slide shows all the books that I used in the classroom that have not already been featured throughout the slideshow. Overall, in my class, there are 11 female students and 9 male students. 8 of these students are Latinx, and another 12 of these students are white. Of the families, or of the students who have disabilities or family with disabilities, there are only 2, and 3 of them have different family structures. 6 of them speak a different language at home or in the school. But as far as religion or LGBTQ+, it's unknown how the student feels about these or lives these in their lives. However, if we go on to how the books mirror the classroom, it does a decent job as far as the gender and race for mirroring. There are more female main characters, and there are more females in the class. And there are more white students in the class, and there are more white character books in the class. However, There should be more Latinx books in the class for sure, because there were only a few books that featured Latinx students, and only one of them was a main character. Moving on to the LGBTQ plus and different religions, it is unknown if they mirror well because we don't know what the students believe or how their family views this. And moving on to the family structure, it does a very good job mirroring. It actually has more books that show a different family structure than students who have a different family structure. With students with disabilities, it does a decent job mirroring. There's at least one book, but there should be more in the classroom for the 2 students who have disabilities. And there are also 6 students who speak a different language in the classroom. So there's only 2 books that speak different languages, so that could be improved upon as well. As far as the window, it doesn't do a good job. There aren't enough books about families with disabilities, LGBTQ+, different religions, different races. There's so much more to the world than what the books actually show in the class, and that's probably the portion that I would say needs to be improved upon.